Welcome aboard Virtual Europe flights. Today, we begin our journey at Genoa-Cristoforo Colombo Airport, located on the northwestern coast of Italy. This international airport, built partly on reclaimed land, stretches out into the Ligurian Sea, offering breathtaking views even before takeoff. Genoa, known for its rich maritime history and as the birthplace of Christopher Columbus, is a bustling port city nestled between the sea and the mountains. From here, we'll fly southeast, along the rugged Ligurian coastline, heading toward one of Italy's most picturesque regions, the Cinque Terre. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. We've just taken off from Genoa-Cristoforo Colombo Airport. with the glittering Ligurian Sea beneath us and the bustling city of Genoa fading into the distance. As we climb to cruising altitude, take a moment to admire the dramatic scenery. The steep hills that rise quickly from the coastline, dotted with terraced houses and winding roads. Flying southeast, we follow the Riviera di Levante, the eastern stretch of the Italian Riviera, known for its rugged cliffs, hidden coves, and quaint fishing villages. Just ahead, nestled between the mountains and the sea, lie the towns of Recco and Camogli. As we continue along the Ligurian coastline, we pass over the small but charming seaside towns of Bogliasco and Sori, two hidden jewels just a short distance from the city of Genoa. Bogliasco is one of the first villages you'll encounter as you leave the greater Genoa area. Nestled in a narrow valley, it opens gently toward the sea, with colorful houses clustered around a small pebble beach. With its peaceful atmosphere, traditional fishing boats and pastel facades, Bogliasco feels like a step back in time, yet it's still very much alive, with locals enjoying coastal walks, cafes, and the sound of the waves. Just a few minutes further along lies Sori, cradled between steep hills and the turquoise Ligurian Sea. Like many villages along this stretch, Sori has a deep-rooted fishing culture and a strong sense of community. It's known for its small but elegant town center, complete with a seaside church, narrow alleyways, and a relaxed local rhythm that contrasts beautifully with the nearby city. From above, both Bogliasco and Sori offer a postcard-perfect view. Vivid rooftops set against the dramatic green of the hills and the endless blue of the Mediterranean. As we follow the Ligurian coastline, we're now passing the charming coastal towns of Recco and Camogli. Recco is well known for its local delicacy, focaccia di Recco, a thin, cheese-filled flatbread that draws food lovers from all over Italy. Just nearby lies Camogli, a picturesque fishing village with colorful seaside houses and a deep-rooted maritime tradition. This region holds a special memory for me personally. I once departed from this very coastline for a whale and dolphin watching tour. It was an unforgettable experience, seeing these majestic creatures out in the open waters of the Ligurian Sea. With its natural beauty, marine life, and coastal charm, this stretch of Italy truly captures the essence of the Mediterranean. Just beyond Camogli, hidden in a small, secluded bay, accessible only by boat or foot, lies the Abbey of San Fruttuoso. Nestled between the mountains and the sea, this medieval Benedictine monastery feels almost untouched by time. It's a peaceful, magical spot, and beneath its waters rests the famous Christ of the Abyss, a submerged bronze statue placed there to honor those lost at sea. As we continue along the coast, we approach one of the most iconic destinations in the Italian Riviera, Portofino. Once a humble fishing village, Portofino is now a luxurious seaside resort known for its colorful harbor, elegant boutiques, and celebrity yachts. Despite its glamour, it has retained a timeless charm that continues to captivate travelers from around the world. Just a little further east lies Rapallo, a larger coastal town embraced by green hills and turquoise waters. Rapallo is famous for its palm-lined promenade, historic castle, and vibrant atmosphere, a perfect blend of elegance and authentic Ligurian life. As we glide further along the Ligurian coastline, we approach the twin coastal towns of Lavagna and Sestri Levante, two gems nestled between the sea and the Apennine foothills. Lavagna, located just south of Chiavari, is often overlooked by tourists, but it has a rich maritime history and one of the largest marinas in the Mediterranean. The town is known for its traditional slate quarrying. In fact, its name comes from Lavagna, the Italian word for slate. Walking through its narrow streets, you'll find elegant palaces, quaint piazzas, and a sense of quiet authenticity. Just beyond Lavagna lies Sestri Levante, a stunning town built on a narrow peninsula that juts into the sea. On one side, the Bay of Silence, Baia del Silenzio, offers a calm, crescent-shaped beach framed by pastel-colored buildings. On the other side, the Bay of Fables, Baia delle Favole, is named in honor of Hans Christian Andersen, who once stayed here and was inspired by the town's fairy tale charm. Sestri Levante is a place where the sea meets storytelling, where fishermen and poets have shared the same view for generations. It's a peaceful but lively place, perfect for a quiet escape or a coastal stroll at sunset. From above, both Lavagna and Sestri Levante offer a beautiful contrast of deep blue waters, terracotta rooftops, and lush green hills, a classic Ligurian landscape full of life and history. We've now reached one of the most breathtaking coastal regions in all of Europe, the Cinque Terre, or the Five Lands. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is made up of 5 picturesque villages, each clinging to the cliffs of the Ligurian coastline, connected by hiking trails, railways, and unforgettable views. First in view is Monterosso al Mare, the largest of the 5. It's the only village with a long, sandy beach, making it a favorite for those seeking sun and sea. The village is divided into an old and new town, joined by a tunnel. With its colorful facades, lemon groves, and historic churches, Monterosso blends seaside charm with quiet elegance. Just around the rocky bend lies Vernazza, often considered the jewel of the Cinque Terre. It's easy to see why. Vernazza's tiny harbor is framed by steep hills covered in vineyards, and its narrow alleyways lead to vibrant piazzas and dramatic viewpoints. The Doria Castle, perched above the village, once protected it from pirates. Today, it offers some of the best panoramic views of the coast. Next is Corniglia, the only village not directly on the water. Instead, it sits high above the sea on a rocky promontory, surrounded by terraced vineyards. With fewer crowds and a more tranquil atmosphere, Corniglia feels like a quiet retreat from the world. Its remote beauty and winding stone paths make it especially charming from above. As we continue south, we reach Manarola, a village that seems to grow straight out of the cliffside. Manarola is one of the oldest of the 5, known for its pastel buildings stacked dramatically along the ridge and its centuries-old winemaking tradition. The coastline here is steep and rugged, but the water below is crystal clear, perfect for swimmers and cliff divers. Finally, we arrive at Riomaggiore, the southernmost of the Cinque Terre. This vibrant town is set in a narrow valley, with homes painted in striking shades of red, orange, and yellow. A small harbor with fishing boats, a historic church tower, and steep winding steps make Riomaggiore one of the most photogenic villages on the Italian coast. Flying over the Cinque Terre is like looking down on a painting, a canvas of color, culture, and coastline that has captured the hearts of travelers for generations. Leaving the Cinque Terre behind, we approach the port city of La Spezia, a major naval hub and gateway to the Ligurian and Tuscan coasts. Surrounded by rolling hills and backed by the Apennine Mountains, La Spezia is home to Italy's largest naval base and a bustling harbor. But beyond its strategic importance, the city offers elegant promenades, charming old streets, and a gateway to further inland treasures, like the marble quarries of Carrara and the walled city of Lucca. We set course for Sarzana-Luni Airport, a small regional airfield nestled between the mountains and the sea. Once a military base, it now serves as a quiet civilian airport, perfect for light aircraft and scenic flights like ours. On approach, you'll notice the open plains stretching between the Apuan Alps and the coastline, a dramatic backdrop to complete our journey. As we touch down at Sarzana-Luni Airport, our flight from Genoa to the Cinque Terre comes to a close. From historic port cities and hidden abbeys to colorful cliffside villages and coastal marvels, today's route has shown us just a glimpse of what the Italian Riviera has to offer. Thank you for flying with Virtual Europe Flights. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join me again next time as we continue exploring the beauty of Europe, one flight at a time.